Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I know. It has been a mess here, and I mean that figuratively and literally. We'll be getting into that in just a second because today's video is an update video. And yeah, there has been quite a bit going on. As you can tell, I am in a different location, and we'll be getting into that in just a second. So if you want to know what has been going on in my life, stay tuned. If you hear any rain hitting windows or thunder or lightning, it's because it's storming here. But let's go ahead and get into this life update. The major thing that's happened over the last few months is Hurricane Michael. My town was one of the hardest hit through that storm. The morning of October 9th of 2018, I got up, I got ready, I went to work, and went in, and it was basically kind of, we're getting the store ready to shut down for this storm mode. So that's what we did. We basically got the store ready, we left, and I went home and I got James, and we came to my mom's house. And my sister was already here with her 3 dogs and her cat. We're watching the weather. National Weather Service was saying that they predicted it was going to be a category 4, possibly a 5 when it hit. And our local station was saying, yes, we know the experts are saying this, but we don't think that it's going to get higher than a 3. 3 guesses who was right. First 2 don't count. I have lived in this town since 1984, and I feel like a lot of people in this town have lived here for a while, at least long enough to have gone through a hurricane here. And we know what to do. We know what supplies to get. We know what to prepare for. So I feel like a lot of people stayed because our local station was saying that it was going to be a 3. As I said, we're here at the house and we're watching the weather, and this storm does nothing but get stronger. By 10, 11 o'clock at night, it had become a category 4 storm. All the National Weather Service people, Jim Cantori, all saying this is going to be a storm of epic proportions. And they were right. I don't feel like anybody could have even imagined in their wildest dreams what was going to happen. The storm starts coming about 10, 11 hours later, and we start getting the outer bands. I took a little bit of video because we were getting the direct hit. We went through 2 eye walls. First eye wall came, we all got into my mom's laundry room because we were trying to figure out where the safest place was, because the person who built this house did not build an interior room. So every room in this house is an exterior wall. We figured that the laundry room was going to be the safest. We had taken everything, like all the shelves down and all that, so that nothing would fall on our heads in case it really started shaking, which it did. I have never been so terrified in my life. I was so scared, and I started crying at one point because I felt like I should have forced everybody to get out. You could literally feel the wall just shaking. Like, I literally thought the house was going to come down on top of us because it was shaking so hard. I am going to say that I feel like that the way that me and my sister and my brother-in-law had our vehicles parked is probably the only reason why this house is still standing. Instead of ripping the garage door off, our cars created that buffer. Got through the first eye wall, and we were able to kind of look out the windows. I think we did actually go outside for a split second just to see what had gone down, and what went down was a lot of trees. The weather started to pick back up a little bit, so we got back in. We actually went to my mom's closet because we were thinking that might be, with the second eye wall, that might be a safer place to go. and we were in the second eye wall, and we could hear something happening, and we were like, nope, we need to get back into the laundry room. So we all ran through the house back to the other side of the house to the laundry room, and you couldn't even see out the windows. The wind was so heavy and the rain was so heavy, you could not see anything. Each eye wall probably took anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. So that whole entire time we were in the laundry room, feeling the walls shaking, thinking that this house was going to collapse on top of us at any second. Got through the second eye wall, and it was done. We were done. And we went out. A lot of our neighbors had come out of their house, and like the first thing anybody was saying is like, are you okay? Are you okay? And we quickly realized that we were trapped in the neighborhood. The neighbors on this side of the house had a tree that came down over the street, and then the other way out of the neighborhood, going the opposite way, when you rounded the corner, there was another tree that had gone down as well that also blocked the road. For about 4 days, we were literally trapped in this neighborhood, could not get out. Our car did receive damage. The gate flew open and dented that passenger side back door. There were scratches on it from where things had, gotten whipped around. The big tree that had been in my mom's front yard was gone. It toppled over. There was also quite a few trees in the backyard that went down. My mom had screened-in patios off of her living room and off her bedroom. Bye-bye. This storm was so strong, the winds were so strong, it literally ripped up the siding, like the siding on the screened-in patios, and all of the metal and stuff like that, and the roof of it, and literally threw it over the house. Also, another thing that happened through the storm with the electricity going out and all that is, especially for me, having Verizon, which, by the way, when I come out of contract, I am leaving Verizon. I lost complete cell phone. I could not receive or make any calls or text. I could not get on, online to see what was going on. We had no communication to the outside world. James has Sprint, and his was just as dead as mine, but his came back a lot sooner than mine. Mine's better. Mine's better. It's about where it was, just a little bit slower, but it's about where it was now. 3 months out, mind you. So we had no cell phone, we had no anything. And all James and I could think about was his parents' house and our storage unit. We did happen to have a boombox with some batteries, so we were listening to the local radio station, and all we were hearing was that everything was gone. All of one of the major thoroughfares through the main part of the city was gone. Like, everything was just demolished and done, just rubble. Our military base was completely demolished, and then a town that is a little bit further out from the military base was completely gone. That's all we were hearing. We were hearing everything was gone. Once we were able to get out of the neighborhood, James and I immediately went to check on his parents' house and our storage unit. And let me tell you, driving through this town was the most mind-blowing thing I think I've ever experienced. And we didn't know, like, we didn't know what streets were open. We didn't know what streets were blocked. So we had to go very slow. We had to, there were no lights. Like, no one in this town had electricity. No one. And so no street lights were working, nothing. So we had to do the four-way stop, and the people in this town don't know how to drive on a normal day. So putting stuff like this in was making it worse. We almost got into quite a few accidents going back and forth. But we did get to the other house, and there was a window blown out. That was another thing. Mom had a window that broke as well. But since it was a storm window, only one, which is double paned, we only had one of those panes break. So it's not a complete window gone, and it obviously will have to be replaced, but it's not just an open window. James's family's house had a window blown in, but again, it was still standing. And obviously, since James's family evacuated, everybody was safe. We did have some leaks and so forth in there that will have to be fixed, but it was still standing. And then we went to our storage unit, and as we're going down the road, like, there are buildings and stuff that were demolished, and we're like, oh my God. And we got to our storage unit, and it was still standing. I almost cried. We couldn't get in there just yet, but eventually we did get back there, and we were able to get into the building. And our storage unit, we happened to be one of the lucky ones that was on the side that didn't really get damage at all. So we opened up our storage unit, and it looked like nothing had happened, which we were very grateful and thankful for, because all I could think was all of the pictures that I had in there, which I did have them in a Rubbermaid container and then completely covered with like 2 or 3 like big like lawn garbage bags. But it was more of a wind event than a rain event, so I could just see like all of my pictures just like all over the city. But everything was fine there, so we were very lucky. There's a couple of neighborhoods over. We were walking. We did a lot of walking around the neighborhood. And a couple of streets over, like a couple blocks over, there are a lot of houses that were completely demolished. And you could actually like see through the house and see people's belongings like still hanging up in the closet, but the whole building is just like in rubble. So I really feel like it was just one big tornado. Just the way that it was kind of like some things were hit really bad and some were not hit as hard. It was just like a tornado damage. Michael did not like trees. I have never seen so many downed trees in my entire life, and it was just insane. I'm gonna try to get some footage just so you can kind of see, because I feel like everybody thinks we're fine now, and we're not fine. We're not fine. Yes, we have power, we have water, we now have cable, we now have internet, which is great, but we're not fine. There's still a lot of debris that hasn't been picked up. There's still buildings that haven't even started rebuilding yet. One of the places that I used to go when I was in high school with my friends, and I actually worked there as a waitress for a little while, is gone. It's gone. The building is still there. You can definitely tell it's damaged, but the owners put a thing on Facebook saying that they are not going to rebuild. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of businesses that are not rebuilding, that are not coming back. A lot of people have left because their house got destroyed. My nephew and his fiance and their children, they moved because there's nothing for them here. James and I both lost our jobs. Mine was more of a temporary thing because the building got damaged and we were waiting for them to redo it, but could not wait that long to be employed. So I found, James and I did find another job. We're both working at the same place actually, and James lost his job completely. That building is gone. So his job was one of the ones that the building got so damaged and whatnot that they decided not to rebuild. So James and I were basically both out of jobs, and our car was damaged, as I said, and our insurance company said, well, it's a total loss, which I really didn't think it was because it was just a ding and some scratches, but I feel like the insurance company just didn't want to do a lot of paperwork. Our insurance adjuster came out, looked at the car, said, you know what, there's no glass broken. This is the first car that I've seen that could possibly not be totaled. And we're like, yes, awesome. I get a text from the insurance adjuster saying, sorry, total loss. They gave us no options other than you're going to take the total loss amount and we're coming to take your car. And that was it. There was no other option given to us. And so we actually did come out okay as far as that goes. We were still paying on our car. We still had 3 more years on our car, 3 years and maybe a couple of months left on our car, and we actually thought we were going to be basically upside down in it, and it turns out we weren't, thank goodness. And so we no longer have a Honda Civic. That is one of the positive things that did come out of this whole mess, was that I didn't necessarily hate that Honda Civic. I hated that we had so many issues with it. So many issues with the service department at our Honda dealership here in town. And with the adjuster coming, we kind of found out that we kind of got screwed when we bought the car as well. And then all the issues, oh my God, so many issues. That will be a story time video. If you guys would like me to do that for a story time video, let me know down in the comments below, because there were so many things. So many things. My mom helped us out so much, and I am now driving a 2019 Kia Soul that is the most beautiful blue. And I've actually posted a picture of it on Instagram, so if you want to see my beautiful Kia Soul, she is on my Instagram. One thing that I will say is the beach side of our town did not get hit that bad. So a lot of those stores and restaurants and things like that are open. Didn't get much damage and have been open. So we were able to go see Bohemian Rhapsody. I posted some Instagram pictures of the night that we went to go see Bohemian Rhapsody. And that has pretty much been like, well, Mom and I did go see Second Act, the new J-Lo movie. That was really good. And yeah, that's about all we've really done, because James and I have been working so much. So yeah, so that's it. Hurricane blew through my town and destroyed pretty much everything, and we're still not okay. And I have a new job, and James has a new job, and we have a new vehicle. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.